Hello, hello. Hey guys. Today I'm going to be doing a live art demo of this. This is a work in progress that I've been sharing. This will be phase 3 of this baby right here. So much of my work, and this might be true for many artists, but a lot of my work, it takes many layers. Not always. Sometimes, it might be like one and done, but for the most part, a lot of my work will take many layers and it's a process. So I worked on this last week, I started it, and then I shared a second live. I did phase 2, we did another layer and it transformed into a whole other thing. Today is phase 3, so I'm going to be doing a little bit more. And I know every time, I apologize, I know I always say this is going to be short and sweet, and then I talk for like 40 minutes. I promise today will be short and sweet. I'm not going to do a lot. It's also very hot. It's going to be 100 degrees here today in Arizona. And guess what? I do not have air conditioning in this studio. So, not ideal. I know that hopefully will come soon, but I don't want to totally burn myself out because I have a lot of work to do for the rest of the day. And so I'll just be here for a little bit. I want to share a few more tips. So if you're new here, welcome to ReFashioned Art. Everything I do is upcycled. All of the art I do is repurposed. It's made from repurposed materials that I've picked up at thrift stores or estate sales or from friends. I happen to pick up a lot of unwanted art and art supplies from friends and people I know, and I'm really happy to take that off of their hands because it could easily just be thrown out, and this is stuff that just simply does not belong in landfill. So I'm happy to take it and reinvent it, to use these things to reinvent and repurpose and make something new. So I'm just gonna check the comments. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if there's anything specific. Hey guys, hi John, Adriana. It's MCA Headbands. Hello, thanks for joining guys. If you have any questions at all, let me know. But again, what we're doing is phase 3 of this. So I've got some ideas. I'm going to put another layer with some blue. I'm actually gonna do a little bit more throwing. I'm gonna throw a little more paint on here. I'll show what I mean in a sec. And I'm actually gonna put some text just for fun. First things first, I'm gonna put my gloves on because I have a new manicure, and it takes me so darn long, but I finally have a manicure done on my nails, did it myself, and I wanna keep it for at least the week. So gloves are going on. It's like one of my bad habits, I always forget. And I come in here and I have jewelry on, so I wanna protect that. Don't recommend you wear your jewelry when you're doing your art, but I highly, highly recommend you try this at home. If you have art lying around your house and it's not doing it for you anymore, remember your environment, your home, it's like your third skin, and it really has a big impact on how we feel. So if there's art, around your home that you really don't love, maybe see if you can remake it into something else. Maybe you can just paint right over that canvas or embellish it in a way that's more your style. But that's why, that's what I call ReFashion. It's the remaking, the repurposing, and reinventing of something old into something new. So let's get started. The first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a little bit more blue. I shared, let me see, where are we? Today's Monday. On Friday, I shared that I mix a lot of my own paint. So I do buy a lot of acrylic, and then I will mix things up. So I just have this little plastic, it came like I don't even know, a tester or something, and I just mix some paint. So this is kind of like a dark blue. I actually mixed some black and some blue. I know this is probably gonna throw you, because yes, it is totally changing it up, changing the vibe. So it was very, very bright. And now we're just adding some dark, just to change the vibe. Again, changing it up. So if you caught part 1, I put a lot of paint as a base layer on this. I used a leftover house paint using leftover house paint is kind of like one of those things that got me started refashioning art. We did a home renovation, we had tons of leftover paint, and it's like, what do you do with all this leftover paint? Yes, you can bring it to a recycling center. I'm lazy, I didn't want to do that, and I thought, I have some art to make, I have some walls to fill, so I'm going to use this paint and make my own art. And it worked, it just worked. It worked for me. So if it worked for me, I'm sure that the chances are good it could work for you. So if you have leftover house paint, don't throw it out, please. That for sure is not something that belongs in landfill, for sure not. But at the very least, check with the town or city you live in. Most places do have a recycling center. So again, I'm just adding a little more dark. A little more dark. So again, I'm actually trying to cover more of that orange. I really want that to be like just a little bit of the background. I don't want the orange to take, like, I don't want the orange to steal the show. I don't want the orange to be the main attraction. I want the orange to just be background. And so guys, I just want to apologize. I'm not sure if it's that the Wi-Fi is not good out here, but I know the replay of these videos, when I've watched them, the quality is horrible. So I apologize. If you have a tip for me, please let me know. My camera technological skills are horrendous. I own that. So I could use some help there, but I apologize. I know the quality of the video is not really that great. So I'm not sure how much you can see at home. Hopefully you can at least tell what I'm doing to some extent. But again, I'm just kind of like getting a little more dark. And part of the reason why you're seeing the paint just hit on certain areas is because there's so much texture that I added, and that was the base layer. We added some like thick paint, so we've got some like bumps. And again, it's texture. That was intentional because I know when I go over with layer, 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 it will give a certain look. So again, this is an abstract painting. All of the work I do is abstract. And by the way, I just shared a live on my fashion page, which is at I am Laura Madden. If you joined me over there, thanks for watching. I talked sustainable styling tips. I look very different. I had to change to come out here. I didn't want to get like paint all over myself. This is like my painting look. But I just did film a live. Yes, that was me at I am Laura Madden if you follow me over there. And I do those every Monday and Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We talk sustainable styling tips, sustainable shopping, fun stuff like that. If you have questions you want me to cover on those, DM me. Let me know what you want to know about. Okay. So I'm actually kind of liking this. I'm gonna get just a little bit more. All right, here we go. I want to cover a little bit more of this orange up here. All right, guys, I'm gonna check the questions, see if anybody has any questions or comments. There, oh, hey, 8 a.m. Films, good to see you. Hey, Jess Johnson Style, so good to see you. Art Catherine, hey. So guys, hey, Sun in here, it's so good to see you. All right, so guys, if you have a question, there's that little question mark at the bottom of your screen. If you have a question, does work best if you put the question using the question mark, that little button, bottom of your screen. I'll see it, it'll pop right up. So that's all I'm gonna do. Again, mix some dark blue paint, very dark blue. I mixed black and blue acrylic, added a little water because I wanted to thin it out using a roller, which I've probably used like 1,000 times. It's super old, I know. Hopefully you can see this out there. I know the quality can be horrible, so I apologize if it is. Now, of leftover house paint, this is gonna come next. I'm just gonna throw a little paint. So something I love to use to throw paint is a super old paintbrush. It's hard as a rock. I've been using this for quite some time. So this goes in this. And so this paint is something that most people would say is past its prime for the uses of painting the walls of your home. It's definitely got some clumps. It's drying out a little bit. But all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw some paint. So again, I just want another layer on here. It's just another layer. And it's really kind of fun. It's very, very therapeutic, I promise you. I highly recommend you try this at home. It just feels good. It's a great way. It's a great stress reliever, in my opinion. But again, we're just kind of throwing a little bit. And I don't know why. It might just be a sign of the times, but I'm just loving throwing paint. And I'm sure it's a reflection of how I'm feeling on the inside. But it works, so highly recommend you try this at home. So again, we're getting a little bit more, and I'm actually kind of liking this. I wasn't thinking I wanted this much white. This painting will be for sale. If anybody likes the direction this is going, please let me know. I would love for this to go to a good home. Would love. Or maybe it'll go in my home, although my walls are getting pretty full. All right, so I just do this a little bit more. I'm getting a feeling. I wasn't gonna do this, but this happens almost every time I get into something, have a vision, and then once I get into it, it's like things shift. And so part of my work is going with the flow. Because a lot of times I go in with a vision and I think I'm right, and I'm a Taurus, so I have a tendency to like kind of be, I guess you could say, stubborn. But my work is in trusting the process, and if I have kind of like a ping or like a gut, like an intuition to go a different direction, I have to trust that because it always works. And when I ignore my intuition, it just kind of falls flat. So I'm gonna put this down. So I'm going to use this little thing again, and I'm going to add a little bit more blue. I want a little bit more blue on here. I do like this a lot, but I want a little bit more blue. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm going to add some more blue to this, and I'm also going to add some water to it because I want to thin it out. So don't go anywhere. All right, so I'm going to use, so this is what I'm using. These are acrylic. I hope you can see that. Ultramarine blue. So this is like one of my favorite blues. Love, love, love this blue. So hang on. So I added some water to this. This one's drying out a little bit. I've gotten pretty nuts about not wasting paint. All right. So guys, what I'm going to use, so I'm just mixing a little paint here. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. So I've added some water to like thin it out. I'm going to throw a little bit more paint on this canvas. Again, I'm using a super old paintbrush, which is crusty, hard as a rock, but just kind of does the job, you know? All right, so, and it's kind of like, let's just see what happens. If I hate it, it's just paint. I can paint over it. So again, just a little bit of blue. This lot thinner. Obviously using a smaller paintbrush, it's going to give me less of an effect than using that large paintbrush like I did with the white. But I just want a little bit more blue. It's kind of like giving a little more dimension. And the thing that I notice works best for me, it gives like just a really cool effect, almost like a lightning bolt effect, is when you really like flick hard. It feels so good, I promise you. It is amazing stress relief. Or it has been for me. I don't love these long drips, so I kind of like stretch them out a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but I do like the effect it gives me. Just to give a little more interest. Hope you can see that. I'm not sure if you can. Okay, it's getting fun. I am loving this. So again, it looks nothing like it did when we started, right? So after this, I am going to share the before picture. This was a piece that was originally found at Goodwill. I buy a lot of paintings at Goodwill that I then repurpose and refashion into something new and something that I feel is kind of like stylish and fashionable art. And I'm also going to share phase 1 and phase 2. This is phase 3 if you're new. If you're joining in late, I will share after. As soon as I wrap here, I'm going to share in my stories the before, phase 1, phase 2, and then a phase 3. Another stress reliever, I promise. Just feels so good. Just kind of like take your aggression out on the canvas. It doesn't talk back, why not? All right. Whoa, love that. Love it, love it. Oh my God, love it. And again, this is not necessarily the finished product. Kind of cool. I kind of like it. Anyone out there blue lovers? I'm a lover of blue. I do have a tendency to use a lot of blue in my paintings. By the way, excuse my appearance. I know I look absolutely grubby. Totally know what I look like. Done. I'm gonna stop there. I do have a weird thing about not wasting paint, so whatever paint I've poured or whatever paint is left on the paintbrush, I'm going to use it. Maybe not on this, but I have a number of pieces in here that are also works in progress, so that extra paint never goes to waste. I might put it on something else. I'm actually going to take a little white, just for fun. I want to give a little more texture here. I'm going to take some leftover white from that big paintbrush I used. I want it straight. All right, so let's see. I got just a little bit left on this here. Gonna add a little bit more white. Just brighten it up, just a little bit. watching from. I am liking it, guys. I am liking it. So I'm gonna stop there. Like I shared earlier, in case you're joining late, it's gonna be 100. It's probably just about 100 today here in Arizona. I do not have AC in my studio, so it gets hot. I will be doing hot yoga in here in a few months. Really works nicely for that. But I'm gonna just see if there's any questions. Please send me your questions. Oh, thanks, guys. All right. All right, guys, if you do have a question, please use that question mark at the bottom of the screen. All right, cool. Okay, so voila. Oh, we can zoom, fab. All right, guys, so that is where we are going to end for today. This is phase 3. I hope the quality of the video is not too poor, but I know it can be a little bit fuzzy. Also, I know the acoustics in here are horrible. This is not ideal, but I really want to share a little bit of my process with recycling or upcycling, refashioning, repurposing art. I want to encourage you to try this at home. It's fun. It feels awesome to see your own work of art on the walls of your home or workspace. Makes for great conversational pieces when you have people over, which hopefully soon we'll all be doing that again. But, you know, I know these videos are imperfect, but I'm doing it anyway. I really want to share, and I'm really wanting to share some positive and more uplifting content because there's plenty of negativity out there. I hope you guys are all safe. I hope you have the luxury of staying home wherever it is you are. And hopefully this, you know, provided some entertainment for your day. I know I'm covered in paint and probably look like a sweaty mess, but voila, phase 3, I'm going to share before pictures in just a little bit on my stories. Guys, join me tomorrow. I'm going to be on Bead and Reel. I'm doing a live interview on Bead and Reel. It's at Bead and Reel, R-E-E-L, beadandreel.com. That's in my stories as well. If you'd like to sign up and get on that live, it will be via their website. Also, check out my I am Laura Madden, Sustainable Fashion, ReFashion Talks. I do them every Monday and Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And stay tuned. I will be back this week again to share more of this, phase 4. I don't know. I'm kind of liking it as it is. I'm going to have to sit with this one. So it might be a bit. But thanks for joining, guys. And have an awesome day. I will see you next time.